The cold metal of the asteroid belt reflected the distant starlight as J. Park's exploration vessel drifted silently through the cosmic debris. His routine planetary survey mission had been nothing special until that moment. A faint signal caught his attention, weak, desperate, almost dying. Rhea Vex didn't expect to survive. Her scout ship was critically damaged, systems failing, oxygen rapidly depleting. She had been tracking an unusual energy signature when her navigation went catastrophically wrong. Her species, the Neural, were known for their advanced technological capabilities, but today, technology had failed her completely. Jay's scanners detected the small damaged vessel. Most human explorers would have ignored it or reported it as space waste. But something about the signal intrigued him. He maneuvered his ship closer, running detailed diagnostics. Inside the damaged scout ship, Rhea prepared for her final moments. Her exoskeleton was cracked, blue-green liquid seeping from multiple fractures. She had heard stories about humans, brutal conquerors who destroyed alien civilizations without mercy. If they found her, she expected instant elimination. When the first mechanical sounds of docking began, Rhea closed her secondary eyes. She would not show fear. Her training demanded dignity even in death. The airlock hissed. Mechanical sounds of pressurization followed. Then, unexpected silence. Jay entered the damaged vessel carefully. His protective suit was equipped with multiple scanning devices. He could see the alien life form, injured, vulnerable, but still breathing. Most surprising was its posture. Not cowering, not attacking. Just waiting. "You're injured," Jay said softly, activating his universal translator. His hands were open, showing no weapons. "I can help." Rhea was shocked. This was not the aggressive approach she anticipated. Humans were supposed to be ruthless, quick to destroy unfamiliar life forms. Yet this human seemed different. Jay approached slowly, his movements calculated and gentle. He carried a medical kit designed for multi-species emergencies, a standard requirement for deep space explorers. His hands moved with precision, scanning her physical condition. The scout ship's interior was a mess of twisted metal and crackling electronic systems. Sparks flew from broken communication panels. The temperature was dropping rapidly. Survival seemed impossible. Rhea watched the human work. His movements were methodical, almost compassionate. She had been trained to expect violence, prepared for instant conflict. But this human demonstrated something entirely unexpected: concern. "Your vessel's structural integrity is compromised," Jay mentioned, more as an observation than a threat. "I can transfer you to my ship, stabilize your conditions." Rhea's translation systems processed his words. Her species had extensive databases about human interactions. But this scenario matched none of their historical records. Humans were documented as aggressive, territorial. This individual defied those descriptions. Jay began carefully disconnecting her from the failing life support systems. Each movement was deliberate, showing an understanding of her fragile physical state. He knew her biology was different: higher gravity tolerance, different respiratory requirements. The medical scanner in his hand beeped continuously, providing real-time data about her physiological condition: multiple fractures, potential internal bleeding, oxygen deprivation beginning to affect her neural systems. "Stay calm," Jay said. "Transfer process beginning." Rhea wanted to respond, to ask questions, but her strength was fading. The last thing she remembered was being lifted, not roughly but with surprising gentleness, and then darkness consumed her consciousness. In that moment, everything she knew about humans was about to change, and neither of them understood how profoundly this unexpected encounter would reshape their understanding of interstellar relationships. The damaged scout ship drifted silently behind them, a silent witness to an extraordinary first contact. Rhea awakened in an unfamiliar medical chamber. White lights hummed softly. Medical equipment blinked with gentle rhythms. Her body felt different, stabilized, repaired. She could sense her internal systems functioning normally. Jay sat nearby, reviewing holographic medical data. His fingers moved across translucent screens, analyzing her recovery progress. When he noticed her awakening, he didn't move suddenly. Instead, he waited, allowing her to orient herself. "How are you feeling?" he asked, speaking slowly. Ria's translation systems activated. Her native language was complex, filled with mathematical tones and electromagnetic signals, but the universal translator converted his words precisely. She studied him carefully. Humans were supposed to be unpredictable, dangerous, yet this human demonstrated calculated patience. His eyes showed curiosity, not aggression. The medical chamber was clean, organized. Advanced technology surrounded her, systems far more sophisticated than her damaged scout ship. Multiple monitoring devices tracked her vital signs, displaying them in colors she could understand. "My physical condition appears stabilized," Ria responded, her voice slightly mechanical but clear. Jay smiled. Not a threatening smile, but one of genuine relief. "You were critically injured. Your ship's systems were completely destroyed." Ria processed his statement. Her mission had been a routine exploration of uncharted asteroid regions. Something had gone catastrophically wrong. A navigation error, a system failure. She had expected death. "Why did you save me?" she asked directly. Jay's response surprised her. "Because life has value, regardless of its origin." Those simple words carried profound meaning. Her species believed in survival through elimination. Humans, apparently, operated differently. They saw potential where others saw threat. He began, explaining how he discovered her ship, the precise calculations of her rescue, the medical procedures used to stabilize her unique biological structure. Each sentence was clear, direct, without unnecessary complexity. Ria listened, her neural systems processing every detail. She noticed how he maintained respectful distance, how his body language remained non-threatening. These were calculated choices, not accidental behaviors. "My name is Jay Park," he said. "I'm from Earth's Interstellar Exploration Division." "I am Ria Vex," she responded, "from the Neural Stellar Collective." Their first formal introduction felt almost ritualistic. Two different species meeting under extraordinary circumstances, finding a moment of unexpected connection. Jay activated a holographic star map. He showed her the exact location of her rescue, the complex navigation routes, the mathematical probability of her survival. His presentation was not just informative, it was an invitation to understand. Ria realized something fundamental was happening. This wasn't just a rescue. This was a potential communication breakthrough. Her species had encountered humans before, but always through distant, aggressive interactions. Military encounters, territorial disputes. This was different. This felt like genuine communication. "Would you be interested in understanding how I found you?" Jay asked. She nodded. A simple, human gesture she had learned meant agreement. As he explained the technical details of her rescue, Ria observed him. His hands moved expressively. His voice carried subtle emotional undertones. He wasn't just sharing information, he was sharing an experience. The medical chamber continued its soft humming. Monitoring systems blinked. Two different species, separated by light years of space, were finding an unexpected moment of mutual understanding. Neither Ria nor Jay knew how profoundly this moment would change their understanding of interstellar relationships. But something important was beginning. A connection beyond traditional expectations, beyond documented historical interactions. A new chapter was opening, and it started with a simple rescue in the vast, silent darkness of space. The alarm screamed suddenly. Red warning lights flashed across the ship's control panels. Jay's fingers moved with lightning speed, scanning incoming data streams. "Asteroid. Swarm detected," he said quickly. "Trajectory suggests multiple planetary systems at risk." Ria looked at the holographic display. Hundreds of massive space rocks tumbled through their sector, each capable of destroying entire planetary settlements. Her advanced analytical systems began calculating potential collision points. "Conventional defense mechanisms will be ineffective," she stated, her voice calm but urgent. Jay nodded. Most species would retreat. Humans and Narals might typically compete or ignore such a threat. But something different happened in that moment. "We need a combined strategy," Jay suggested. He accessed his ship's advanced technological systems. Rhea noticed how quickly he integrated her alien technological insights with human navigation algorithms. Two different species working together in perfect synchronization. The asteroid swarm moved closer. Each massive rock carried potential destruction. Populated planets in 3 different star systems would be completely obliterated without intervention. Rhea's neural networks began processing complex mathematical models. Jay's human intuition started developing adaptive response strategies. Their thinking was different yet complementary. "My species has advanced gravitational manipulation technology," Rhea explained, "but we lack precise navigation capabilities." Jay's solution was elegant. Using her gravitational technology and his navigation systems, they could potentially redirect the entire asteroid swarm. It was a plan that required perfect timing, incredible precision, and absolute trust. Their communication became rapid, efficient, technical terms mixed with strategic insights. No unnecessary words, just pure problem-solving energy. The first intervention point approached. Massive asteroids, some larger than small moons, tumbled towards vulnerable planetary systems. Millions of lives depended on their next actions. Jay activated the ship's primary energy systems. Rhea calibrated gravitational deflection protocols. Their hands moved across control panels, almost like a synchronized dance. "Initiating first redirection sequence," Jay announced. A massive energy pulse erupted from their ship. Guided by Rhea's gravitational calculations and Jay's navigation skills, the first group of asteroids began shifting trajectory. Success was not guaranteed. One miscalculation could mean total failure. Entire planetary populations would be destroyed. Minutes felt like centuries. Sweat formed on Jay's forehead. Rhea's neural systems worked at maximum capacity. Their breathing synchronized unconsciously. Another energy pulse. Another group of asteroids redirected. Their collaborative strategy was working. Planetary observation systems began tracking their intervention. Multiple species watched in surprise. A human and a Naral, working together to save civilizations that neither directly belonged to. The final redirection sequence demanded absolute precision. Jay's human creativity combined with Rhea's mathematical perfection created a solution no single species could have developed alone. A final massive energy surge. The remaining asteroid swarm shifted completely, moving away from populated regions. Silence filled the ship's control room. They had done it. Millions of lives saved through unexpected collaboration. Rhea looked at Jay. He looked back. No words were necessary. They had just demonstrated something profound, that cooperation transcended species, technological differences, and historical conflicts. The ship's systems hummed quietly. Outside, redirected asteroids drifted harmlessly through space. Planetary observation systems began sending congratulatory transmissions. 2 different beings from 2 different worlds had just changed the course of potential galactic history, not through war, not through competition, but through understanding, collaboration, and a shared commitment to preserving life. Rhea found herself in deep conversation with Jay, weeks after their asteroid mission. Her understanding of humans was transforming rapidly. Everything she had been taught about human civilization seemed suddenly incorrect. Humans are not just about conquest, Jay explained, showing her historical documents about human scientific achievements, medical breakthroughs, and peaceful cultural exchanges. Her neural systems processed each piece of information carefully. The data contradicted everything her species' intelligence reports had suggested. Humans were not simply violent explorers. They were complex, nuanced beings, capable of remarkable compassion. Jay shared stories about Earth. Not stories of war, but stories of recovery, of healing, of building connections between different cultures. He spoke about how humans had learned from their past mistakes, how they continuously worked to improve their understanding of other civilizations. Rhea listened intently. Her own species, the Nerals, believed in strict hierarchical structures. Survival meant dominance. Conflict was a constant state, but humans seemed different. They saw potential in cooperation, in understanding. "We are not perfect," Jay admitted, "but we try to learn, we try to grow." His honesty was unexpected. Most species would boast, would hide their weaknesses. But Jay presented human history with both pride and critical reflection. She discovered human scientific achievements that amazed her, medical technologies that could heal multiple species, communication systems that could translate complex languages instantly, space exploration techniques that respected planetary ecosystems. "Your technological approach is different," Rhea observed. "You see technology as a tool for connection, not just conquest." Jay smiled. Technology should serve life, not destroy it. Their conversations expanded beyond technical discussions. They talked about philosophy, about how different species perceive existence. Jay explained human concepts like empathy, mutual understanding, collective growth. Rhea's perspective began shifting. The rigid information databases of her species could not capture the complexity of human experience. Humans were not a single uniform entity. They were diverse, constantly evolving. She learned about human art, about music that could communicate, emotions across species, about scientific theories that challenged existing understanding, about cultural practices that celebrated differences rather than eliminating them. "We are not perfect," Jay repeated, "but we are trying." Those simple words carried profound meaning. Trying implied hope. Trying meant potential for change. Trying demonstrated a commitment to growth that transcended individual limitations. Rhea realized her species had been wrong. Completely, fundamentally wrong about humans. The intelligence reports, the historical records, they captured only a narrow, distorted perspective. Humans were not conquerors, they were explorers. Not just of space, but of understanding. Their technology, their approach to life was about expanding possibilities, not restricting them. Her neural systems began rewriting fundamental communication protocols. The way she processed information was changing. Jay was not just teaching her about humans. He was showing her a new way of perceiving existence. "Knowledge is not about having all the answers," Jay said. "It's about being willing to ask questions." Each conversation peeled away another layer of her previous understanding. Humans were complex, contradictory, beautiful in their imperfection. They made mistakes, but they also had an incredible capacity for learning, for healing, for growing. Rhea understood now why she had been saved. It was not about strategy. It was not about potential future benefits. It was simply because life had value. Because connection mattered more than competition. Her transformation was not just intellectual. It was emotional, philosophical, fundamental to her entire being. The small spacecraft continued its journey through the vast, silent universe. But inside, two beings from different worlds were creating something extraordinary. A bridge of understanding that transcended species, technology, and historical conflict. The communication center buzzed with unexpected activity. Delegates from multiple star systems watched carefully as Jay and Rhea presented their collaborative mission report. Representatives from different planetary governments looked surprised. A human and a Neral working together was unprecedented. Their asteroid intervention had saved millions of lives across 3 different star systems. "Collaboration is our future," Rhea stated, her translation systems perfectly capturing complex diplomatic language. Stood beside her, calm and confident. Their body language demonstrated something revolutionary. Mutual respect between 2 completely different species. Galactic communication networks began broadcasting their story. How an unexpected rescue had transformed into a mission that changed potential interstellar conflicts. How 2 beings from different worlds had demonstrated that cooperation could solve problems no single species could address alone. The Neral High Council watched the transmission with mixed emotions. Their historical records always portrayed humans as aggressive explorers. But this presentation challenged everything they understood about human civilization. Rhea explained their technological integration, how human navigation systems combined with neural gravitational manipulation had created a unique problem-solving approach. Each technical detail was precise, calculated, demonstrating intellectual rigor. Jay shared the human perspective, not as a conquest narrative, but as a story of mutual understanding. He spoke about potential future collaborations, about building bridges between different civilizations. Their presentation was more than a mission report. It was a blueprint for a new kind of interstellar interaction. Diplomatic channels across multiple star systems began lighting up. Questions poured in. Requests for more information multiplied. Scientific institutions wanted to understand their collaborative methodology. The small moment of rescue had transformed into something much larger, a potential revolution in how different species might interact. We are different, Jay explained, but our differences can be our strength. Rhea's neural systems processed his statement. Her understanding of collaboration had completely transformed. No longer was interaction about competition. It was about discovering mutual potential. The communication center fell silent as their presentation concluded. Delegates from different planetary systems looked at each other, realizing something fundamental had changed. Technological exchange proposals began forming. Research collaboration agreements were drafted. What started as a simple rescue mission was becoming a potential turning point in galactic diplomatic history. The Neural High Council sent their first official diplomatic communication to Earth's Interstellar Exploration Division. Not a threat, not a competition proposal, but a genuine request for further dialogue. Jay and Rhea understood they were more than just individuals now. They had become symbols of a new possibility. Proof that understanding could transcend biological, technological, and historical differences. Their small spacecraft, which had once been a site of potential conflict, was now a testament to unexpected connection. A tiny vessel that had changed the trajectory of multiple civilizations. Scientific institutions began requesting detailed mission reports. How had they communicated? What technological innovations had they discovered? How had they overcome their initial differences? Rhea found herself explaining not just technical details, but human philosophical approaches. Jay shared neural technological insights. Their presentation became a living demonstration of collaborative potential. The universe watched. Millions of beings across different star systems saw something extraordinary happening. Two different species finding common ground. Not through force, not through elimination, but through genuine understanding. Their mission report would be studied for generations. A simple rescue that had transformed into something much larger. A moment that suggested a different approach to interstellar relationships. As the communication center's lights dimmed, Jay looked at Rhea. She looked back. No words were necessary. They had done something remarkable. They had changed potential futures. The vast, silent universe continued its endless dance. But something fundamental had shifted. A new horizon of possibility had opened, and it had started with a simple act of unexpected compassion.